Welcome back to our first week for Friday morning meetings. I hope Friday works better than Monday for most of you. From traveling around the country, I find most dealers are holding their sales meetings either on Friday or Saturday. So I wanted to try and make this information readily available for you if you needed some ideas for your meetings. This week I want to talk about something that will sell you more cars, but many of us in sales don't want to address, and that's first impressions. Now before you sign and say, I don't need this, I know this isn't a session that you're going to take one idea from it and sell one more car, but if you take the entire context of this, you're going to sell a lot more cars. Now what percentage of customers do you think buy within 1 week of visiting the dealership? I hadn't found an exact answer, but all the studies range from on the very low end at 70% and on the very high end at 78%. So let's go with the low end and say 7 out of 10 people that you speak with will purchase within 1 week. If you're the average salesperson and you're really counting everyone you talk to, you're probably around a 20% closing ratio. So 7 out of the 10 people that you talk to are going to buy a car within a week. You sell 2 of them. 5 of them aren't buying from you. They're buying from somebody else. And the question is why? Could be for a number of different reasons, but today we're going to discuss first impressions. Now we're not going to just talk about appearance, because there's a lot more to a first impression than that, but that is going to be one of the major areas of discussion today. Now, did you know when you meet someone that 93% of how you're judged is based on nonverbal data, meaning your appearance and your body language? It amazes me how much has changed in the years I've been in this business. When I started sales consultants, we had to wear white shirts, we had to wear ties, some stores even required us to wear a coat. If you were a man, you had to pull out any earrings, you had to cover any tattoos, and a lot more. Now I see people with untucked shirts, unironed clothes, or even dirty clothes. Now what kind of a first impression does that make? Now I know we all say you can't judge a book by its cover, but let's face it, we all do. And don't get me wrong here on appearance, I'm not advocating that we all move back to shirts and ties, because that alone is not going to sell you more cars. And most of the time I don't dress like this, but if you're going to wear a collared shirt, tuck it in, it looks a lot nicer. Make sure your clothes are cleaned and ironed. Make sure that they all match. People are going to judge you based on your appearance. If you don't believe me, answer me this. Let's say you move to a new town. You have to find a new primary care physician. You don't know anyone in town and you got to do it completely blind. So you set up an appointment and you go see this new doctor. You're walking in the front door and the first thing you notice is sunflower seeds spit all over the ground, cigarette butts laying everywhere. You walk inside his office, there's paper scattered everywhere with client's information on them. The doctor finally comes out, he's wearing some grungy looking pants, he's wearing a shirt that looks like it came out of the hamper from the night before. What's your first impression? I know that I'd probably keep looking for a new doctor. But think about us in our stores. We have people who smoke out front and throw the cigarette butts on the ground. They eat sunflower seeds and spit out the shells on the ground. We even leave customers' paperwork on the desks in the showrooms. We have salespeople that are dressed just like I described above. Now you might be thinking, hey John, you know what, I dress nice. I don't smoke, I don't spit sunflower seeds. But you know what? The overall impression of the dealership is what your customer is going to get, not just you. But if you're one of those people that takes pride in how you look, congratulations and keep up the good work. If you have people around you who don't, who maybe have some of these habits that create a bad impression, encourage them to step it up a little bit and look a little more presentable. As far as untucked shirts go, that's up to each person. My belief is shirt should always be tucked in with a belt on if you're going to be at work. But again, that's up to you. It's up to your store's policy. Now, appearance isn't just based on how you're dressed. You need to make sure your hair looks good, it's combed, don't have offensive body odor, keep some gum available. Little things like this. For men, you need to shave every day, or if you are going to keep facial hair, keep it nice, trimmed, clean. Now, we said that 93% of how we're judged is based on nonverbal data, but it's not just appearance. Your body language is going to play a big role in this. If you stand up straight versus slouching over, if you have a nice firm handshake versus a weak one, if you respect people's personal space, you don't get too close, you don't get too far away, make good eye contact, don't look past them. All these little things, they're going to add up to make a good first impression. There's so much more that makes up body language, and if you want some more information, certainly give me a call or shoot me an email. I'd be happy to speak with you about it. Now let me ask you another question. Does anyone know how long you have to make a first impression? And again, there's studies on this all over the place. And there's not a definitive answer, But again, on the low end, it's 3 to 5 seconds, and on the very high end, it's 30 seconds. So the point is you don't have much time to make a great first impression. So let's say that, you know what, you're one of these people that looks nice, you have great body language. Does that mean you can forget about the other 7% of being judged on that first impression? Of course not. You know what, if you look great, but you sound like you don't know or you don't care, you're still going to create a bad first impression. So what can you do to cover this other 7%? You need to know your greeting. You need to speak it with confidence. It amazes me, but I can go to a McDonald's anywhere in the world and I'm going to get basically the same greeting there. I'm going to walk in the door and they're going to say, "Welcome to McDonald's. Can I interest you in one of our value meals?" Or whatever it is that they're trying to pitch at that store for that week. But the point is they do it with enthusiasm, they do it with confidence, and they do it the same way every single time. But any one of us can walk into dealerships all over the country. And sometimes we might wander around for several minutes before somebody even walks up to us. And at that point, we don't know what they're going to say. And a lot of times, they don't even know what they're going to say. Sometimes it's, "Are you being helped?" Sometimes it's, "How you doing? In Texas, can I help you?" Not to make fun of Texas, because I love it there and I still have a home there. But the point is, there's companies out there that have minimum wage employees doing something the way they're expected to do it. But in our business, we teach a way to get positive results. We pay very well to do it because you get paid on production. But we don't know what we're going to say or how we're going to say it. Now, in this session, we don't have time to teach you a way how to greet someone. But if you're interested, I have a few ways to get positive results. So give me a call or shoot me an email again, and I'd be happy to speak with you about it. But what I am saying is figure out what you want your greeting to be and stick with it. Say it with confidence when you address someone. Don't stutter and stumble. If you practice it, know what you're going to say, you're going to be confident in it. And another thing about your greeting, make sure your body language is going to match your words. Be enthusiastic when you greet someone. Be excited that they're there. There's so much more I'd love to talk about on this, but as always, our time's limited. Use this as a base to start a sales meeting of your own. If you're a sales consultant, use it as a base to figure out what it is that you want to do to be more productive with your first impressions. If you need some more ideas, call me. I'd love to talk to you. As always, thanks for your time, and I look forward to seeing you next week.